Picture, if you will, a sprawling metropolis rising beneath the blazing Mesopotamian sun. Dust swirls in the arid air while the Euphrates River cuts through the vastness like a lifeline, feeding the people, the crops, the dreams of ancient Babylon. Over 2,000 years ago, at its height, Babylon was a marvel, a city whose very name evoked wonder, power, and glory. Much of Babylon's fame comes from the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II, nearly 600 years before the time period we're focusing on today. During his rule, Babylon became known for one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Hanging Gardens. These gardens, it said, rose like terraces from the ground and were so lush and vibrant that they looked like paradise itself. While historians debate whether the gardens were myth or reality, their legacy is undeniable. But Babylon wasn't all about beauty, it was a city of power. By 2,000 years ago, it had become a key hub in the ancient world, sought after, admired, and even feared by neighboring empires. Imagine walking Babylon streets during this time. The main thoroughfare, known as the processional way, was lined with colorful bricks depicting the great lion, a sacred symbol of the goddess Ishtar. This road led to the city's towering gates, most famously the Ishtar Gate. This wonder of architecture was a shimmering blue made of glazed tiles and adorned with reliefs of dragons and bulls. Above it all in the distance, you might spot the ziggurat, a massive stepped structure dedicated to Marduk, the god of thunderstorms and creation. Babylon's brilliance didn't stop at its walls. By 2,000 years ago, the Babylonians were masters of knowledge. They developed some of the earliest systems of writing, astronomy, and mathematics. Babylonian scribes wrote on clay tablets using cuneiform script, a language composed of wedge-shaped impressions. These texts covered everything from laws and literature to commerce and medicine and astronomy. Babylonian scientists charted the movements of the stars, planets, and moon with stunning accuracy. Some of their findings were even precursors to our modern calendars. One of their greatest breakthroughs? The concept of zero. That's right, the Babylonians were among the world's first peoples to recognize the importance of zero in mathematics, a concept without which entire fields of science would cease to exist today. Still, a city, even one as mighty as Babylon, cannot escape time's grip. As centuries passed, Babylon faced invasions, natural disasters, and the ambitions of rival empires. By 2,000 years ago, much of its glory had faded. The once powerful Babylon was now under the shadow of other rising empires, including the Persians, Greeks, and later the Romans. Names like Alexander the Great became linked to its decline. Legend even holds that Alexander dreamed of rebuilding Babylon before his untimely death in 323 BCE. Walking through Babylon at this point in history might have felt like gazing upon the bones of a fallen giant. Bits of its grandeur remained, the gates, the walls, and traces of its sprawling temples, but its power and influence were ghosts of a bygone era. Yet, even in its diminished state, Babylon retained a certain mystique, reminding all who approached it of its remarkable past. Despite its decline, the legacy of Babylon perseveres in ways that continue on left its mark on human imagination. Today, remnants of Babylon still exist, a site filled with ruins, baked bricks, and whispers of greatness. Archaeologists have uncovered tantalizing glimpses of the ancient city, fragments of the Ishtar Gate, sections of the processional way, and the scattered remains of its temples.